So good morning everyone. So for our topic for today, it's all about forecasting for chapter 5. So what is forecasting? So forecasting in engineering management, forecasting is the systematic process of predicting future events, trends, and demand for products or services using historical and present data to guide decision making, resource allocation, and strategic planning. So for forecasting, it is crucial for anticipating future needs, optimizing operations, managing resources efficiently, and responding effectively to market changes to align supply with demand. So we have here the types of forecasting models. So qualitative models are forecasting techniques based on judgmental or subjective factors. So for forecasting models, for example, is when a total new product such as the iPad is introduced, forecasting demand is very difficult due to the lack of any historical sales data on that particular product on similar products. So the company must rely on expert opinion, individual experiences, and judgmental and other subjective factors. So we have here the diagram. So we have the forecasting techniques. We have three methods. We have the qualitative models, time series methods, and casual methods. So for qualitative models, we have Delphi method, we have jury of executive opinion, Salesforce composite, and consumer market survey. And for time series methods, we have moving averages, exponential smoothing, trend projections, and decompositions. And lastly, for casual methods, we have regression analysis and multiple regression. So here's a brief overview of 4 different qualitative forecasting techniques. So first, we have Delphi method. So this iterative group process allows experts who may be located in different places to make forecasts. So we have 3 different types of participants in the Delphi process. So we have the decision makers, the staff personnel, and respondents. So for Delphi method, so the decision making group usually consists of 5 to 10 experts who will be making the actual forecast. The staff personnel assist the decision makers by preparing, distributing, collecting, and summarizing a series of questionnaires and survey results. So the respondents are a group of people whose judgments are valued and are being sought. So this group provides inputs to decision makers before the forecast is being made. So next we have the jury of executive opinion. So this method takes the opinions of a small group of high level managers, often in combination with statistical models, and results in a group estimate of demand. So next we have is the Salesforce composite. So in this approach, each salesperson estimates what sales will be in his or her region. So for Salesforce composite, so these forecasts are reviewed to ensure that they are realistic and are then combined at the district and nation levels to reach an overall forecast. So for next is the consumer market survey. So for this method, it solicits input from customers or potential customers regarding their future purchasing plans. So it can help not only in preparing a forecast but also in improving the product design and planning for new products. Next is we have for casual models. So for forecasting models are identified as casual models if the variable to be forecast is influenced by or correlated with other variables included in the model. So for example, Ana, is daily sales of bottled water might depend on the average temperature, the average humidity, and so on. So a casual model would include factors such as these in the mathematical model. So regression models and other more complex models would be classified as casual models. So we have the time series model. So a time series model is a forecasting technique that attempts to predict the future values of a variable by using only historical data on that one variable. So for time series models, so these models are extrapolations of past values of that series. While other factors may have influenced these past values, the impact of those other factors is captured in the previous values of the variables being predicted. So thus, if we are forecasting weekly sales of lawn mowers, we use the past week sales for lawn mowers in making the forecast of future sales, ignoring other factors such as the economy, the competition, even the selling of price of the lawn mowers. So here we have the diagram for time series. So we have series 1, the random variations only. Series 2 is the seasonal variations only. Series 3 is the trend and random variations, and season 4 is the trend, seasonal, and random variations. So a time series is a sequence of values recorded at successive intervals of time. The intervals can be days, weeks, months, years, or other time units. So for example, includes weekly sales of HP personal computers, quarterly earnings reports of Microsoft Corporation, the daily shipment of Eveready batteries, and the annual GS consumer price indices. So a time series may consist of 4 possible components, which are, as to what I have said, the trend, the seasonal, the cyclical, and random. So next, for the trend component is the general upward or downward movement of the data over a relative long period of time. So for example, Put-ana is the total sales for a company may be increasing consistently over time. So the consumer price index, one measure of inflation, is increasing over time, while consistent upward or downward movements are indicated of a trend. So there may be a positive or negative trend present in a time series, and yet the value does not increase or decrease in every time period. So there may be an occasional movement that seems inconsistent with the trend due to random of their fluctuations, showing in figure 5.2. Shows the scatter diagrams for several time series. So the data for all the series are quarterly, and there are 4 years of data. Series 3 has both trend and random components present. And for seasonal component, so we have a pattern of fluctuations above or below an average value that repeats at regular intervals. So for example, Ana is with monthly sales data on snow blowers, sales tend to be in high in December and January, and lower in summer months, and this pattern is expected to repeat every year. So quarterly sales for a consumer electronics store may be higher in the fourth quarter of every year and lower in other quarters. Daily sales in a retail store may be higher on Saturdays than other days of the week. So hourly sales in fast food restaurants is usually expected to be higher around the lunch hour and the dinner hour, while other sales are not as busy, especially in series 2 in figure 5.2 that illustrates the seasonal variations for quarterly date. So we have a cyclical component. So of a time series is a pattern in annual data that tends to repeat every several years. So for components of time series, so the cyclical component of a time series is used only when making very long range forecast, and it is usually associated with business cycles. So sales or economic activity might reach a peak and then begin to recede and contract. So reaching a bottom or through at some point after the through as reach activity would pick up as recovery and expansion take place. So a new peak would be reached and cycle would begin again. So figure 5.3 shows 16 years of annual data for a time series that has cyclical as well as a random component. as you have seen for the figure 5.3. So, kuan siya. Cyclical ang iyahang movement. So, next is the random component consists of irregular, unpredictable variations in a time series. So, any variation in a time series that can be attributed to trends, seasonal, or cyclical variations would fall into this category. So, if data or a time series tend to be level with no discernible trend or seasonal pattern, random variations would be the cause for any change from one time period to the next. Series 1 in figure 5.2 is an example of a time series with only a random component. So I've just seen in this diagram, so season 1, so flat lang siya. Season 2 is medyo na siya wavy. Tapos ang series 3 is straight ang ihang variations, as well as for series 4. So there are two general forms of time series models in statistics. So the first is a multiplicative model, which assumes that demand is the product of the four components. So we have the formula for demand. So T times S times C times R. So for next is an additive model, adds the components together to provide an estimate. So multiple regression is often used to develop additive model. So this additive relation is stated as follows. So ang iyang formula is T plus S plus C plus R. Next is the measures of forecast accuracy. So we discussed several different forecasting models in this chapter to see how well one model works or to compare that model with other models. The forecast values are compared with the actual or observed values. So the forecast error is defined as follows. So the formula is forecast error is equals to the actual value minus the forecast value. So it will be explained later deeply. So we have one measure of accuracy is the mean absolute deviation or MAD. So this is computed by taking the sum of the absolute values of the individual forecast errors and dividing by the number of errors. So we have here MAD is equals to the absolute value of forecast error divided by N. So to illustrate how to compute the measures of accuracy, the naive model will be used to forecast one period into the future. The naive model does not attempt to address any of the components of a time series, but it is very quick and easy to use. A naive forecast for the next time period is the value that was observed in the current time period. For example, suppose someone asks you to forecast the high temperature in your city for tomorrow. If you forecast the temperature to be whatever the high temperature is today, your forecast would be a naive forecast. So this technique is often used if a forecast is needed quickly and accuracy is not a major concern. So for example, as a table is we have consider Walker distributor sales of wireless speakers shown in table 5.1. So suppose that in the past, Walker had forecast sales for each month to be sales that were actually achieved in the previous month. So table 5.1 gives this forecast as well as the absolute value of the errors. In forecasting for the next period, the forecast would be 190. Notice that there is no error compute for month 1 since there was no forecast to this month, and there is no error for month 11 since the actual value of this is not yet known. Thus the number of errors is 9. So we have here in the table, so we have 1 to 10. So in the actual sales, so for our wireless speakers is given. So if we predicted the forecast sales, so na-given na po siya, hatag na siya. So i-minus lang nimo siya ang actual sales 10-month period. So natay actually for 9-month period. So natay absolute value of errors deviation. So the total so muna siyang the sum of errors which is cited sa below. To calculate the mean absolute deviation, so it's just the sum of errors divided by the month period, the all month period. So we have 17.8 units. So as we can see from this, we see the following. So mean absolute deviation is the summation of forecast error divided by n. So 160 divided by 9 is equals to 17.8. So this means that on the average, each forecast missed the actual value by 17.8 units. So other measures of the accuracy of historical errors in forecasting are sometimes used besides the MAD. One of the most common is the mean squared error, the MSE, which is the average of the squared errors. So MSE is equals to the summation of errors squared divided by n. So besides the MAD and MSE, we have the mean absolute percent error, or MAPE, is sometimes used. The MAPE is the average of the absolute values of the errors expressed as percentages of the actual values. So this is computed as follows. So MAPE is equals to summation of error divided by actual divided by n times 100%. So this is another common term associated with error in forecasting. So another is bias. So bias is the average error and tells whether the forecast tends to be too high or too low and by how much. Thus, bias may be negative or positive. It is not a good measure of the actual size of the errors because the negative errors can cancel out the positive errors. So we have here the forecasting models from random variations only. So we have the formula of moving average forecast is equals to the sum of demands in previous n periods divided by n. So this is, mathematically, this is written as ft plus 1 is equals to yt plus yt minus 1 plus so on and so forth plus yt minus n plus 1 divided by n. So the ft plus 1 is the forecast for time period t plus 1 and y1 is the actual value in time period t, and n is the number of periods to average, and for a 4-month moving average as n 4. So this is the 5-month moving average as n is equals to 5. So next we have also formula for weighted moving average. It is expressed as ft plus 1 is equals to the summation of weight in period I times the actual period in period I is equals to summation of weights. So this is mathematically expressed as, or written as, ft plus 1 is equals to w1 y1 plus w2 yt minus 1 plus so on and so forth plus wn yt minus n plus 1 all over w1 plus w2 plus so on and so forth wn. So the wi is the weight for each of the observation. Next, we have the example of storage shells at Wallis Garden Supply as shown in the middle column of the table 5.2. A 3-month moving average is indicated on the right. The forecast for the next January using this technique is 16. Where we simply ask to find a forecast for next January, we would have to make only this one calculation. So the other forecasts are necessary only if we wish to compute the MAD of another measure of accuracy. So we have here in the table, so we have the 3-month moving average. So we have for January, the actual shed sales is 10, February 12, and March is 13. So starting for April, so ang pag-calculate na to ana is for every month ato siya i-input ang actual shed sales for January to March. So we have 10 plus 12 plus 13 divided by the 3-month moving average. So we have the sales of 11.67. So follow lang na siya for May to January. So natay total sales for each month. So we have for April, we have 11.67, May 13.67, June is 16, July is 19.33, August is 22.67, September is 26.33, October is 28, November is 25.33, December is 20.67, and for January is 16. So Wallis Garden Supply decided to use a 3-month weighted moving average forecast with weights of 3 for the most recent observation, 2 for the next observation, and 1 for the most distant observation. This would be implemented as follows. So we have the weight applied and the period last month, 2 months ago, 3 months ago. So 3 times the sales last month, plus 2 times sales 2 months ago, plus 1 times sales 3 months ago, and we have the sum of the weights. So the results of the Wallis Garden Supplies weighted average forecast are shown in table 5.3. In this particular forecasting situation, you can see that weighting the latest month more heavily provides a much more accurate projection, and calculating the MAD for each of these would verify this. So another example is some software packages requires that the weights add to 1, and this would simplify equation 5 to 7 because the denominator would be 1. Forcing the weights to sum to 1 is easily achieved by dividing each of the weights by the sum of the weights. In the Wallis Garden Supply example, in table 5.3, the weights are 3 to 1, which add to 6. These weights could be revised to the new weights 3 to 6, 2 to 3, 6, 3, 6, 2, 6, and 1, 6, which add to 1. Using these weights gives the same forecast shown in table 5.3. So in table 5.3, so we have the 3-month weighted moving average for January, February, and March, 10, 12, and 13 for their actual shed sales. So starting for April, so we have the actual sales given. So as cited above, for the weighted apply, so we have 3 times 13 plus 2 times 12 plus 10. Divide na nimo na siya sa iyang weighted total. So which is 3 plus 2 plus 1, 6. So nanatay 12.17 units. So follow na siya sa mga next months na solving equation. So on and so forth. So muna na siya maka-answer taog by month. So we have the sales of 12.17 for April, and for May we have 14.33, for June we have 17, for July we have 20.5, for August is 23.83, for month of December 27.5, for October 28.33, for November is 23.33, and December is 18.67, for January is 15.33. So next, we have the exponential smoothing. Exponential smoothing is a forecasting method that is easy to use and is handled efficiently by computers. Although it is a type of moving average technique, it involves little recording keeping of past data. The basic exponential smoothing formula can be shown as follows. So we have, for new forecast, we have is equals to the last period forecast plus A of last period's actual demand minus the last period's forecast. So it is mathematically written as FT plus 1 is equals to FT plus A YT minus FT. Whereas the FT plus 1 is the new forecast for the time period T plus 1, and FT is the previous forecast for time period T. A is the smoothing constant, or A is greater, less than equal A, or less than equal 1. So YT is the previous period's actual demand. So for example, in January, a demand for 142 of a certain car model for February was predicted by a dealer. Actual February demand was 153 autos, so the forecast error was 153 minus 142 is equals to 11. Using a smoothing constant of 0.20, the exponential smoothing forecast for March demand would be found by adding 20% of this error to the previous forecast of 142. Substituting to the formula, we obtain the new forecast for March demand is equals to 142 plus 0.2 of 153 minus 142. So we have the 144.2 forecast for March demand. So thus, the forecast for the demands, of course, in March would be 144 after being rounded by the dealer. Suppose that actual demand for the cars in March was 136. So a forecast for the demand in April using the exponential smoothing model with a constant of 0.20 can be made. So for new forecast for April, for example, is may muna siya 144.2 plus 0.2, 136 minus 144.2. So we have the forecast for April demand of 142.6 or 143 autos. Lastly, we could also apply the concept with the trial and error testing of the values of A in an example. So the Port of Baltimore has unloaded large quantities of grain from ships during the past 8 quarters. The port's operations manager wants to test the use of exponential smoothing to see how well, the technique works in predicting tonnage unloaded. So he assumes that the forecast of grain unloaded in the first quarter was 175 tons. So two values of A are examined. A is 0.10 and A is 0.50. So table 5.4 shows the detailed calculations for 0.10 only to evaluate the accuracy of each smoothing constant. We can compute the absolute deviations and MADs. See table 5.5. Based on this analysis, a smoothing constant of a 0.10 is preferred to a 0.50 because its MADs is smaller. So as we can see, so for quarter 1, we have the actual tonnage unloaded of 180. The forecast is 175 using a 0.10, and for forecast using 0.50 is 175. So for quarter 2, so we can use the forecasting using A is equals to 0.50. So we have for quarter 2, we have the actual tonnage of 168. So we have 175.5 is equals to 175 plus the forecasting using A 0.10 plus 180 minus 175. So we have already the forecast of total of 177.5. So we could follow the same pattern for the next quarter. So we have for quarter 2, we have the total of 175.5. For quarter 3, we have 172.75. For quarter 4, we have the 165.88. For number 5, we have 170.44. For quarter 6, we have 180.22. For quarter 7, we have 182.61. For quarter 8, we have 186.30. And for quarter 9, we have 184.15. So that's it for my report. So it's just so we can calculate this problems using the formula base given by these types of forecasting models. So it is formula based, and it's up to you whether what should you use depending on your prediction values and observations of your problems.
So my topic is all about forecasting. Agenda. For forecasting models, trend and random variations, adjusting for seasonal variations, forecasting models, trend, seasonal and random variations, and lastly is monitoring and controlling forecast. Forecasting. Forecasting is all about predicting future values like sales, demand, production, or cost based on past data. It usually contains trend and random variations. So trend. Trend is a long-term upward or downward movement in data. Example, sales increasing each year. Graphically, it looks like upward trend or downward trend. Random variations. Random variations, the unpredictable noise in the data caused by unexpected factors. So example, sudden weather changes, promotions, or holidays or events. Random variations, wiggles around the trend line. Forecasting methods must separate the trend or the predictable direction from random variation, the unpredictable noise. Good forecasting methods smooth out random variation and capture trend accurately. Exponential smoothing with trend, or also known as Holt's method. An extension of the exponential smoothing model that will explicitly adjust for trend is called the exponential smoothing with trend model. The idea is to develop an exponential smoothing forecast and then adjust this for trend. These methods keeps track of two components. So naa siya duha ka components ng exponential smoothing with trend. First is the level, the current estimated value of the series. Second is the trend, the estimated rate of increase or decrease. Let alpha smoothing for level, beta smoothing for trend, ft plus 1 forecast for next period, at actual value for this period. So sa level, lt is equals to alpha times actual value plus 1 minus alpha times lt plus tt, or also known as LO plus T. So LT is a blend of AT actual value, LT minus 1 plus TT minus 1, previous forecast of today. A controls how fast you react to new data. Trend update, or T. T is equals to beta times LT minus 1 plus 1 minus beta times TT, where ang LT minus LT is a new estimated trend, TT is equals to previous trend, B or ang beta, it controls how fast the trend changes. So sa forecast, or ang atuang F is equals to forecast is equals to LT plus TT. So pagbasaan siya kay next period's forecast is equals to current level plus current trend. Example of exponential smoothing with trend. So you are given a alpha 0.3, beta of 0.2, initial level of LO is equals to 200, initial trend is 10, actual value in period 1 to 30. So na naman tayo formula ato i-plug in. So makakandak ta og answer nga 216. Sa ato a trend, so plug in ang formula, plug in pod ang given. So makakandak ta og 11.2 nga answer. Forecast, next period forecast is equals to current level plus current trend. So plug in, natin answer nga 227.2. Trend projection. Another method for forecasting time series with trend is called trend projection. This technique fits a trend line to a series of historical data points and then projects the line into the future for medium to long range forecast. So a long-term forecast method that uses statistics to find a best fit straight line through the data. So the line looks like, natay formula nga. Predicted value is equals to intercept plus slope times time. So manang formula, y is equals to a plus b over t, where ang atong a intercept or the starting level, ang b slope or trend per period, t is for time. This method is called linear trend line, least squares trend, linear regression on time, and we use this trend projection when data increases or decreases or kanang no seasonality. Example of trend projection. So natay given nga year and sales. So sa year natay 1, 2, 3, 4 sales 100, 120, 130, 150. So yung compute sums. So the summation of y is kani siya ato siya ang sales ato i-plus tanan. So natay answer nga 500. And then natay summation of t, ang year ato i-plus tanan na siya answer nga 10. And then i-multiply na to ang naka-summation of y and naka-summation of t. So summation of yt is equals to 100 times 1 plus 120 times 2 plus 130 times 3 plus 150 times 4. So ang answer niya is 13,330. So ang ato ang summation of t or ang year ato siya i-times 2. So summation of t squared is equals to 30 and naputay n nga 4 kay ang year man niya is 4. Compute slope or ang b nato. B ang formula niya kay b is equals to n summation of yt minus summation of y times summation of t over n summation of t squared minus t squared. So ato i-plug in kaya na may given. So ang ato ang yt kay 1330, ang y summation of y na 500, summation of t 10. So plug in. So 320 divided by 100, 320 divided by 20 is equals to 60. Ano final answer? Compute intercept A. So sa formula sa intercept A kay summation of y minus b times summation of t over n. So plug in ang mga given nato since na may given na answer. So ato ang y, summation of y 500, ang b nga 16 katong ato gi-solve bago lang. And then ang t, summation of t 10 divided by 4. So makakandak ang answer na 85. Now trend equation is equals to intercept plus slope times time. So na naman tay final answer. Ang sa intercept kay 85, ang slope 16, ang t pangitaon sa nato ang t. So ang final answer niya kay 165. So ang ato ang forecast year kay 5 since sa table is year 4 lang taman na ato pangitaang. So ato ang pangitaon kay ang year 5 niya. Sa sales pod ang ato ang final na sales sa year 5 kay 165. Summary, trend, the overall movement of data upward or downward. Random variation, the unpredictable short-term shocks that cause data to wiggle around the trend. Exponential smoothing with trend, a method that updates level trend every exponential smoothing with trend, a method that updates level and trend every period, producing flexible forecasts. So trend projections fits a straight line to the historical data and uses it to forecast the future. Let's proceed to our next topic, the adjusting for seasonal variations. So sa adjusting for seasonal variations na siya seasonal indices, the calculating seasonal indices with trend and calculating indices with no trend. Adjusting for seasonal variations. Many types of data follow a seasonal pattern. That is, they rise and fall in a predictable way depending on the time of the year, month, or quarterly. Example, retail sales rise during Christmas season. Restaurant sales rise on weekends. So this repeating pattern is called seasonality. So seasonality is different from trend since ang trend is ang long-term direction up or down. Ang random variation and predictable way events. So seasonality repeats in a cycle every month, every quarter, every week, or every year. Because seasonality repeats, we can measure it and adjust our forecast for it. Seasonal indices or ang atong gitawag nga seasonal factors measures how much a particular season, month, or quarter differs from the overall average. So in time series data, certain patterns repeat regularly over fixed individuals. These are called seasonal pattern. Key points. Index greater than 1, the period is above average, 1.25, so naman na siya sa 25%, so muna na above average. Index less than 1, the period is below average. So 0.85, na siya sa 15%, so below average siya. They help identify seasonal effects and are essential in forecasting. So at natin formula, ang seasonal index is equals to average value for that period divided by overall average for all periods. Deseasonalizing data means removing the seasonal effect to see the true underlying trend. This is important because it helps understand the real growth or decline. It makes forecasting more accurate. Example of seasonal indices with no trend. So natay given nga monthly demand for a product is natay month and value. So ang month is January, February, March, April, May, and June. Ang value aning nga month kay 100, 90, 110, 120, 130, and 140. So step 1, average by month. Only 1 year is equals to monthly average is equals to actual value. Step 2, grand average is equals to ang ato ang value ato ang i-plus, so na siya answer nga 690. Ang grand average nga 690 i-divide nato sa 6 kay naman siya 6 months is equals to 115. Ang seasonal index SI is equals to month value divided by 115. So sa month nga January, February, March, April, May, June is na siya 100, 90, 110, 120, 130, 140. Ato na siya i-divide sa 115. So sa January na siya 0.87, February 0.78, March 0.96, April 1.04, May 1.13, June 1.22. So mao ni siya ang ato ang final answer sa seasonal indices with no trend. Example of seasonal indices with trend. So na siya given nga quarterly sales which is na a year nga 1 to 3, na siya quarter nga from quarter 1 to quarter 4, quarter 1 200, 220, 240, quarter 2 240, 260, 280, quarter 3 300, 330, 360, quarter 4 360, 390, 420. So pag solve na to, we need to calculate seasonal indices using the ratio to moving average method. So solution, step 1, compute 4 quarter moving average or also known as 4MA from quarter 1 to quarter 4, year 1. So sa quarter 1 to quarter 4 na siya 200 plus 240 plus 300 plus 360 divided by 4, so na siya answer nga 275. From quarter 2 to quarter 1, year 1 to 2 na siya 240 to plus 300 plus 360 plus 220 divided by 4, na siya answer nga 280. Quarter 3 to quarter 2, 300 plus 360 plus 220 plus 260 divided by 4 is equals to 285. Quarter 4 to quarter 3, 360 plus 220 plus 260 plus 330 divided by 4 is equals to 292.5. Quarter 1 to quarter 4, year 2, 220 plus 260 plus 330 plus 390 divided by 4 is equals to 300. Step 2. Center the moving average or CMA. CMA value is equals to average of adjacent 4MA. Between 275 and 280 na siya 277.5. Between 280 and 285 na siya 282.5. Between 285 and 292.5 na siya 288.75. Between 292.5 and 300 na siya 296.25. Step 3. Compute ratios. Actual divide CMA. So na siya upat ka buok. Quarter, actual, CMA, and ratio. So ang atong quarter is na siya quarter 2, year 1. Ang actual niya 240, ang CMA 277.5. Ang ratio mo ni siya ang 0.865. Quarter 3, year 1, 300, 282.5, 1.062. Quarter 4, year 1, 360, 288.75, 1.246. Quarter 1, year 2, 220, 282.5, 0.779. Quarter 2, year 2, 260, 288.75, 0.901. Quarter 3, year 2, 330, 296.5, 25, 1.113. Quarter 4, year 2, 390, 305, 1.279. Step 4, average ratio by quarter or season. Quarter 1, na siya 0.779. Makita nato ni siya sa quarter 1, year 2 sa compute ratio nga step 3. Quarter 2 sa 0.865 plus 0.901. Makita ni siya sa quarter 2, year 1 plus quarter 2, year 2. Divide nato siya sa 2 is equals to 0.883. Quarter 3 is equals to quarter 3, year 1 plus quarter 3, year 2. 1.062 plus 1.113 divided by 2 is equals to 1.0875. Quarter 4 is equals to quarter 4, year 1 plus quarter 4, year 2. 1.246 plus 2.279 divide 2 is equals to 1.2625. Step 5, normalize seasonal indices. Quarterly indices should sum to 4. So, sum 0. Kung saan ato answer sa average ratio by quarter, ato na siya plus tanan. So, sum is equals to 0.779 plus 0.883 plus 1.0875 plus 1.2625 is equals to 4.012. Convection factor ato siya i-divide sa 4. So, 4 divided by ang answer sa sum na 4.012 is equals to 0.997. So, multiply each index by 0.997 ang answer sa convection factor. Quarter 1, 2, 3, 4. nga 0.779 sa quarter 1 times 0.997, answer is 0.77. Sa quarter 2, 0.883 times 0.997 equals to 0.880. Quarter 3, 1.0875 times 0.997 equals to 1.084. Quarter 4, 1.2625 times 0.997 is equals to 1.258. So, muna siya to ang seasonal index. Ang final answer with trend. Let's proceed to our next topic. The forecasting models, trend, seasonal, and random variations. So, pwede is na siya tulo ka topics. The decomposition method, software for decomposition using regression with trend and seasonal components. Before studying forecasting models, we must understand the three main types of pattern in time series data. First, trend represents the long-term direction of the data. Seasonal variation. Seasonality is a regular pattern that repeats periodically within a year, a month, a week. It repeats in a fixed frequency, monthly, quarterly, or weekly. Random variations, noise or irregular variations, is the unpredictable part of the data caused by weather or promotions. It is the leftover variation after removing trend and seasonality. Decomposition method. The process of isolating linear trend and seasonality factors to develop more accurate forecast is called decomposition. It means breaking a time series into its component. Time series is equals to trend plus seasonality plus random variations, or multiplicative cases. Time series is equals to T times S times R. Decomposition is used when a time series shows both trend and seasonal pattern. The goal is to separate them so we can forecast each part more accurately. Two types of decomposition. First is the additive decomposition, used when seasonality is relatively constant in size. Formula niya kay Y is equals to T plus S plus R. Example, monthly sales increase by 20 plus every Christmas. 2. Multiplicative decomposition, used when seasonality changes with level, common in business data. Y is equals to T times S times R. Example, sales increase by 20% plus every December. Steps to develop a forecast using the decomposition method. We focus on the multiplicative model because it is most common. Step 1. Plot the data. Plot the time series to visually confirm if upward or downward trend, repeating seasonal cycle. Step 2. Estimate the trend component. First, moving average. Second, standard moving average or CMA. Third, regression trend line. Step 3. Identify seasonal factors or seasonal indices. Seasonal indices show how each season compares to normal. Seasonal indices. Methods to calculate seasonal indices. A. Deseasonalized regression method using CMA, kay most common man siya. B. Average per season method if no trend. C. Ratio to moving average method if trend exists. Steps to compute seasonal indices. First, compute moving average. Second, compute centered moving average or CMA. Third, divide actual value by CMA to seasonal ratio. Fourth, average ratios for each season. Fifth, normalize so the average SI is equals to 1. Multiplicative. Step 4. Deseasonalize the data, also called seasonality adjusted. Removes the seasonal effects. Ang iyang formula kay deseasonalize is equals to actual divide SI. Step 5. Fit a trend line to deseasonalize the data. Ang formula YT is equals to A plus BT. This predicts the trend into the future. Step 6. Forecast the trend into the future. For period T, use your regression equation to forecast. Formula T forecast is equals to A plus B times T. This gives the projected trend without seasonal effects. Step 7. Apply seasonal indices. To get the final forecast, multiply trend forecast by seasonal factor. Final factor is equals to T forecast times SI. This restores the seasonality. Example for decomposition. Quarterly sales for 2 years. So, nasa year na 1 to 2. Quarter 1 to quarter 4. Quarter 1, 100, 110. Quarter 2, 120, 130. Quarter 3, 150, 165. Quarter 4, 180, 200. So, step 1. Removing seasonality via ratio to moving average. First, compute 4 quarter moving average. Compute CMA. Compute seasonal ratio nga ang formula kay actual versus divide CMA. Average ratios by quarter, and last is normalized. So, let's assume the results kay sa quarter na siya quarter 1 to quarter 4 as what I said earlier, quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. So, seasonal index at oran siya i-assume ng morning given. 0.80 for quarter 1, 0.90 quarter 2, 1.10 quarter 3, 1.20 quarter 4. Step 2, deseasonalize data. Quarter 3 here to actual is equals to 165. Ang 165 comes directly from the original time series data. SI 1.10. The number recorded for quarter 3 of year 2 in the dataset sa mga 1.10. So, ato siya i-divide ang quarter 3 year 2 actual na 165 divided by SI na 1.10. Ang answer niya is 150. Step 3, fit trend line regression. T is equals to 95 plus 5T. Muna ang ato ang meaning every quarter the underlying trend rises by 5 units, so mga 5. The intercept, the fitted value when T is equals to 0 was about 95, so mga 95 na to. Step 4, forecast trend for next quarter, T is equals to 9, so T9 is equals to 95 plus 5 times 9 is equals to 140. Step 5, add seasonal factor for quarter 1, SI is equals to 0.80, so 140 nga gikan sa step 4, it times sa 0.80 is equals to 112. Software for decomposition. Many software tools that automatically perform decomposition, trend, seasonality, and Excel. 2R, ang R is most powerful or for statistics. 3, Python, data science standard. 4, Minitab. 5, SPSS. 6, Tableau or Power BI. Regression with trend and seasonal components. Multiple regression may be used to forecast with both trend and seasonal components present in a time series. One independent variable is time, and other independent variable are dummy variables to indicate the seasons. Instead of using decomposition, you are directly fit on regression equation that includes trend, seasonal dummy variables. This is called multiple regression time series modeling. Regression model structure: y is equals to a plus bt plus c I di plus c2 d2 plus so on and so forth, where ang atong t is time variable, d1, d2 seasonal dummy variables, c1, c2 seasonal effects, d trend slope. For 4 quarters, we use 3 dummy variables. d1 is equals to 1 if q1 else 0, d2 is equals to 1 if quarter 2 else 0, d3 is equals to 1 if quarter 3 else 0. Quarter 4 becomes the base season. Example of regression model with trend and seasonality: y is equals to 80 plus 40 minus 10 di minus 5d2 plus 12d3. Interpretation niya, 10 increases 4 per quarter, q1 is 10 units below average, quarter 2 is 5 units below, quarter 3 is 12 units above, quarter 4 is baseline. Forecasting using regression with seasonality. Sample: forecast Q3 of next year, t is equals to 12. Y is equals to 80 plus 4. Ang t nato ay 12 minus 10 times 0 minus 5 times 0 plus 12 times 1. So makakapag answer na y is equals to 140. Regression with trend na seasonal terms. Monitoring and controlling forecast. So, sa diri is na siya topic na adaptive smoothing. After a forecast has been completed, it is important that it not be forgotten. Forecasting is not a one-time activity. We will continuously check or monitor whether the forecast is accurate and adjust, control when across become large. Reasons for monitoring. Forecasts are based on assumptions. 2. Conditions change. 2. Trend may shift. 3. Seasonal patterns may change. 4. Forecasting models may degrade over time. 5. Random shocks after accuracy. Because of these factors, organizations must measure forecast errors and detect if the forecasting model is drifting. Forecast error measures. The difference between actual and forecast values is the forecast error. ET is equals to AT minus T. Makita na to siya sa ato ang formula, where AT is equals to actual value at time T, FT is equals to forecast value at time T. So diri siya is makita na to ang tulo ka forecast error measure. First is the MAD or mean absolute deviation, sa muna siyang formula. 2. MSE, mean squared error. Muna siya. Ang MSE kay large mistake more heavily used for optimization of smoothing constants. MAPE is mean absolute percentage error, sa muna siyang formula niya. Tracking signal. A tracking signal is a measurement of how well the forecast is predicting across actual values. Tracking signal monitors bias is forecast. So muna siyang formula, tracking signal is equals to RSFE divide MAD. So where ang atong RSFE is equals to running sum of forecast errors. If forecast is constantly too high or too low, RSFE gets large. Adaptive smoothing refers to computer monitoring of tracking signals and self-adjustments if adaptive smoothing adjusts for smoothing constant A based on forecast errors. So normal exponential smoothing basis, ang mga formula niya, FT plus 1 equals to FT plus A times AT minus FT, but A is fixed. Adaptive smoothing, adaptive response rate. Adaptive smoothing changes A according to the error behavior. When errors are large, A increase, model reacts faster. When errors are small, A decrease, model becomes stable. This is usually done through Trigg and Lisch method or adaptive response rate signal exponential smoothing or ARRSES. How adaptive smoothing works: we compute two tracking quantities. First is the forecast error, 2 smooth error. Then compute A as muna formula AT is equals to ET over ST. Then AT is restricted to 0 less than equal 1. Then forecast FT plus 1 equals to FT plus AT times AT minus FT. Advantages of adaptive smoothing. So muna siya ang mga advantages sa adaptive smoothing. First, automatically adjust forecast model, responds quickly during trends changes, stable when environment is steady, more accurate than fixed smoothing when patterns shift. So, example of adaptive smoothing. Example data. So, natay period and actual. Sa period is 1, 2, 3, 4, actual, 50, 55, 60, and 58. So, na siya initial forecast for period 2 nga 52. Initial A is equals to 0.2. So, we must compute forecast, error, A adaptive, and next forecast. So, step 1. Period 2. Given nga A2 is equals to 55, F2 is equals to 52. So, sa to error is mga formula plug in, maka-contact. So, natay makakontact answer na 3. Nasa answer na 3. Smoothed error, S2, at the start we set S2 is equals to E2 is equals to 3. Compute new A, A2 plug in, na siya 1. Forecast for period 3, plug in, ang F3 equals to F2 plus A2. A2 na naman siya sa given, plug in tanan, answer is 55. Step 2, period 3, nata given na A3 is equals to 60, F3 55. Sa error, plug in, same lang sa step 1, nata 5. Smoothed error, plug in, ang ating S3 is 3.4. New A, plug in gapon, na siya answer nga 1.47. Forecast next is F4 is 55 plus 1 times 5 is equals to 60. Step 3, period 4, na siya given nga A4 is equals to 58, F4 is equals to 60. So plug in tanan, ang error natin negative 2, ang smoothed error na siya 3.12, new A4 is equals to 0.64. Forecast for period 5 is F5 is equals to 58.72. So, natin results na ang atong since ang atong period kay 2, 3, 4, actual 55, 60, 58. So, natin forecast na 52 to 55, 55 to 60, 60 to 58.72. So, ang error nato kay 3, 5, o negative 2. Notice, when big changes occur, period 2 to 3, A becomes 1, forecast adapts instantly. When changes are moderate, period 4, A drops to 0.64 to response shows. This is the essence of adaptive smoothing. And that's all. Thank you.